because DSD and Infinii have been so successful, they've been able to dedicate a full 70% of all commissionable business volume into the rewards plan to reward you for simply sharing things. It's the same the way you see DirecTV's commercials. Hey, introduce a friend and we'll give you $100 back for doing so, and introduce 5 friends, your DirecTV is free for 6 months or whatever. Every major business out there is now using relationship marketing, and that's all this is, but you're being rewarded in a much broader financial sense. We're actually using 2 specific structures that are very well known within the network marketing or home-based business industry. We have what's called a dual team or binary structure that you build in unison with your sponsor and the people who introduced you to the business. And then we have to the right your unilevel structure, which is what we call your personal enrollment tree. And just think of it as your family genealogy. Anybody you sponsored and anybody they sponsor into this or introduced to this always stay part of your personal genealogy and or enrollment tree. What we love about this is you're able to take the 2 best earning plans within the industry and combine them into one. So this is a dual team binary unilevel hybrid, and you don't have to worry or remember anything about the terminology or anything else. The computer and everything else does this for you. Just know that these particular plan structures are tried and tested now for over 20 and 30 years in the industry and very well known. We did, however, change one specific thing. We radically changed the nature of the binary, which is the dual team structure. If you're familiar with other network marketing companies or home-based business companies, you'll find that if they've operated on a front-end binary, your rank advancement or the amount of money you make was always determined by what we refer to as your lesser or weaker leg. And it was really one of the drawbacks to the dual team or binary structure. So what we did is we completely changed that by creating an accelerated binary. And the accelerated binary simply means that most of your rank advancement is going to be solely based on your personal enrollment tree or the unilevel. And that even if you had a completely out of balance dual team structure where, let's say, 99% of your personal enrollment tree and volume was on just one leg of the binary, where in most companies that would mean that your earning capability would be incredibly restricted. With Infinii, it means that you've opened up the entire comp plan still. And even if your binary isn't strong, you're still going to be able to get to the highest rank in the company, which is a huge difference for anybody that has experience in this industry. So really, when you start to think about how your business is going to grow, let's say you're Pam. You're going to start off on the platform monthly fees that are coming in, which is the membership fee. And we give a point to dollar 1-to-1 ratio. This is also very, very important because most network marketing companies, you might be paying $100 for a product and it's only pushing 80 BV, which is business volume, into the pay plan, or it might be even pushing less. With this, if it's $1 in here, it's 1 point. So $100 equals 100 points. So you can see a prime level is 50 BV. That's because it's 50 a month. Surge is 100 BV being pushed into the rewards plans because it's 150 a month, and the same thing with Excel, which is $399 a month. That's pushing 400 BV. So now Pam's team is paying to utilize the platform. They're not even worried about the network marketing side of it, but they're paying to access the platform. And Pam's happy because not only are her friends happy because they're able to take part in this, but more importantly, you also have all of these points surging up. And we pay weekly on those points. And it's a balance on your left team and right team, but we don't have different levels. I don't care if it's $2 on the left and $2 on the right. You're getting paid 10% of that, and we pay every single week. So in addition to that, you've got the e-commerce side. So Sue sells an item on eBay and adds 4 BV to it. So what we do is we take, on Amazon and eBay, we take 2% from the marketplace where something is sold, and that 2% of its pricing ends up going into and being pushed into the business volume of the compensation plan. So when we look at your 2-team structures, it's just like if you were standing on a baseball field and saying, okay, you're on that team, you're on this team. You simply have 2 of them. You're going to place people that you know on each side. You're just going to left, right, left, right, left, right as you start to introduce people. And what's great about this is the person who says yes sooner is in a great position because since you only have 2 teams, when Pam goes back to add her next person, that person has to go below the people that already said yes, either on the left or right team. So we actually help each other build in this way, and it's just a great way to do it. So we've got our platform fees that are helping build. We've got our e-commerce fees coming in here. We've got the marketplace purchases. We've got the digital product and service purchases. Everything is pushing this, including even vendor and supplier referrals for people like Dion or Kenya or some of the other experts that are in this that have been at this for a while. They've got the ability to direct source, and you see that there's 3,000 BV at the end of the week at the left leg and 3,100 on the right. So you're going to make 10% on that, which is just, again, one small piece of the way we get paid. So each time you introduce somebody to the platform, you can earn up to $60 if they come in at the Excel level. That's going to be 60 because we're paying 15% on the membership initiation or product purchase to get started. And that's a one-time that gets paid to you. This is, number 2, is probably the coolest part of this because dealing with Hitesh and really going through this, we wanted to create something that was just such a win-win. We already knew we had the co-op in place that was going to go ahead and basically guarantee the person being in profit, but we wanted to take it a step forward. We wanted to make sure that if somebody came in and just did one simple thing, introduced one person on their left and one person on the right. So they put 2 people in. Could be 2 customers even. It doesn't have to be people that choose to be partners and build the business. It could just be 2 customers that want to access the platforms. If they do that and then maintain on their active membership every month, then we're literally guaranteeing that without any specific time frame that we take 6% of the total business volume of the company and we push that into a pool. And that pool gets paid out once a month to all the members that are in the pool until such time as the members have either earned $1,800 from the pool or through a combination of the pool and commissions. So the idea is to go ahead and ensure that we've got a very, very effective way of pushing money into the individual's pockets who are taking the time to do this. This you won't see in any other company in the industry that does this effectively like this, because other companies simply couldn't afford to do that. Now, you have understanding the Infinii beginner bonus. So your beginner bonus pool earnings begin the month you qualify as a partner, which is simply just referring, again, to customers or partners. And again, everybody's a customer within this model for the membership, but I think you're going to find that we're still going to have about a 70 to 80% customer to partner ratio with this. So your earnings from the pool are only limited to 1.5 your activity points, 1.5%. So if you're at a $50 a month, obviously just 1.5% is what you're going to be able to make off of that. If you're at the 150 level, you could make 1.5 times your 150 level monthly, or if you're at the 399, again, it would be that. Now, also, if you look at this, is that your earnings are limited to your PET or personal enrollment tree volume. So the reason why we have these 2 items in place is because this is a legitimate business and we have controls or governors on the amount of funds that can be paid out to any one person. So we ensure that the overall bonus pool is there for everybody to utilize. And those are things that those 2 caps are there for your protection and for the company's protection. Now, the dual team structure, the binary structure, you can actually earn up to $50,000 a week on. Yes, that does seem like an extreme amount of money. Yes, it'd be pretty incredible to make $200,000 a month, obviously, just out of the binary. But we've set it up so it's a win-win across the board for that. Now, your binary and your dual team will either pay you out at 10%, 15%, or 20% on the BV in your lesser leg. And how that operates is based upon your rank. Now, in this example, you see you've got Pam at the top again, you've got Sue, and you've got Mark. And as Sue builds her team and Mark builds his, all that volume begins to generate there. So in this example, you've got 8,000 in business volume on the lesser leg. You've got 9,000 on the stronger, because obviously the strong team has 1,000 more. So what we do there is then we go ahead and pay you 10% on the 8,000, which equals an $800 check to you on the dual team structure. So that would be at the national manager level. Once you advance, then you see as your business begins to grow, you're going to advance in rank, and once you enter what we refer to as our director levels, then you're going to see that increase to 15%. So in this example, let's say there's 28,000 BV on your left, 39,000 BV on your right. Your lesser leg is the 28,000. You've advanced to the director level, so you're going to be making a 15% on the 28,000, which equals $4,200. Now, that right there would be a senior director, as I said, in the director ranks, and 15% of lesser volume. So you can see how the math simply applies. Once you get up into the ambassador ranks and your team has really started to grow, let's say you're a Jim Chow on here. Well, automatically you're going to be rocking at the ambassador level with everything that young man has done. And you look here and you say, okay, well, that's 98,000 in volume, let's say, is on my lesser leg, and I've got 1.455 million on my right leg. Well, if I've got 1,455,000 on my right leg and only 98,000 on my left, you would say that my binary structure is wildly out of balance. But again, because the other areas that in the compensation plan, that doesn't really matter, but look at what you're still earning. You're now getting 20% of the 98,000, and when you consider, while 98,000 may sound like a lot, we have people in DSD that are on Jim's team, Dion's team, Kenya's team, and other people's team on this call that are producing $1 million a month in sales on Amazon and other areas. And remember that volume is going to be coming in addition to the volumes of the platforms, so you can see how this would really take off. So at an ambassador level, if you're earning 20%, that's 19,600, and that's for the week, folks. So it can become really significant. Now, to me, the most exciting part of the compensation plan is actually our infinity pay. And of course, that's a play on our company, Infinii. Well, this is truly infinity pay because this is the unilevel piece, but unlike the normal unilevel, it only pays down 6, 7, or maybe up to 9 levels, and at 5%. Then you'll usually see maybe only the top rank will get an extra 1 or 2% to infinity. In this model, every single person, once they hit the director level, are able to earn 5% on their entire personal enrollment tree. This isn't a check match on binary earnings or anything like that. This is a true 5% of the business volume in every person throughout your entire organization. So if your personal enrollment tree did 100,000 in BV this week, in addition to the checks you just saw on the binary, you would end up being paid another $5,000 on 100,000 BV, because remember, we're a 1-to-1 point to dollar ratio in this. So you can imagine as you grow a team into the hundreds and the thousands and the tens of thousands, that this could be absolutely incredible as far as an income. So you're no longer dealing with the dual team structure, but they're identical teams. So remember, whatever team you have on the dual team, the two legs, that you personally enrolled and whomever they personally enrolled will exist within this unilevel structure as you see here. So as Sam, Sue, Mark, and Kim are growing their teams, this starts to go down in levels, but you're not restricted to anything because it goes to infinity. The only restrictions that we have are some basic lineage caps at each rank, and again to protect the overall compensation plan, but they're incredibly generous. So let's look at this and shadow box this into 4 separate quadrants. Let's say now you have four personally sponsored partners in this. Again, Sam, Sue, Mark, and Kim. So we've got Sam's entire organization did 19,600 in BV. Now the unilevel also pays weekly. That's an important point. So they've done 19,600 in BV. We're going to take that times 5%. That's an additional 980 this week. Now you go to Sue's entire business organization, 21,200 in BV, times 5%. That's an additional 1,060 this week, and so on through the other teams. And you can see the same numbers keep applying. That is how quickly this can grow. Now, the most important part of this whole process is that our infinity pay will go ahead and grow substantially, not only to the point you're looking at here that combined, if you took all 4 weeks and combined them, if they stayed at the same levels, that then if you took, for example, right here, so there's no confusion, if you took Sam, Sue, Mark, and Kim at these levels and said they kept these same levels 4 weeks in a row, then at the end of the month, that would be 14,078. That's, pretty impressive if you start to really understand the dynamics behind this. But even more important than that is the fact that as it drives through infinity, you can earn up to $240,000 a month on each personal line of lineage. And a personal line of lineage, Sam is one line of lineage, Sue is another, Mark. So you, in this example with your 4 partners, that means you have 4 separate lines of lineage, and you can earn up to $60,000 a week, or when you put all that together and you say, okay, $60,000 a week or $240,000 a month from each line once you hit the highest rank within Infinii. So there is literally a $1 million monthly opportunity with this company. To add icing on top of that icing, you've got a total of $10 million in accumulative bonuses beginning at the director level. And when you start to look at the director level, what I want you to see is to the left here, and I made some adjustments on this for those of you that are on the call that maybe saw this earlier today. You'll notice that to the left, it shows you what you're earning in the dual team. You see those brackets where it's a bracket, it says 10%? That shows you on your dual team. You're earning 10% on dual team from builder through national manager. You're earning 15% on director through presidential director, and you're earning 20 on ambassador through global ambassador. The most important thing, though, is when you look at the lesser leg and PET requirements. So go to your right, and you'll see the number 750 in the second white box. That is the personal enrollment tree volume required from that, and you'll see your lesser leg, the requirement's 375. You'll notice that for the first 3 ranks, we're asking you to try and build your dual team in a balanced structure. But after that 3rd rank, you'll see it just break away, and this is where the accelerated binary takes effect. And as long as you maintain in a monthly point at least 20,000 in your lesser leg, you can go ahead and max out the entire rest of the compensation plan, even if it's all just on one leg. Now, going all the way over to the right, you'll see that we begin with the director. And you'll notice that, do you see second column from the right, it says 10,000 plus 10K. If you reach director level, which is very reasonable, that's 30,000 in volume in a month's time in your PET, and you hit that rank, you're able to pick up a $10,000 check if you accomplish it in 90 days, or excuse me, at any time you accomplish director. If you do it within 90 days, we're going to pay you an additional $10,000 on top of that. So that's a $20,000 bonus for hitting director if you're able to do it within 90 days. And you see the bonuses continue on down as all the way to 2.5 million. But even more importantly than that is you see that at the presidential director level, there's a loyalty retirement. And that means that when you hit that rank, that in addition to all the other income that you're still making, now you start having automatic retirement income kick in, and that means that you're going to make $25,000 a year for 2 years in a row paid at the presidential director level. When you go to ambassador, that becomes a guarantee of $40,000 a year for 5 years. When you get to the Diamond Ambassador, you're getting $75,000 a year for 5 years. Crown Ambassador, $100,000 a year for 7 years, and then the Global Ambassador is $250,000 a year for 10 full years. And folks, that's on top of the normal compensation plan and on top of the elevation rank bonuses. So this plan is at a perfect time in no matter where you live globally, because everybody's in a global economic crisis right now. So you see all the countries and the individuals that are struggling. This plan is at a perfect time to be able to blow this up. And if you're sitting there listening and you're in, let's say you're in Spain or you're in London or somewhere else, and you're saying, well, you know, all this sounds great, but, you know, how am I going to do this? And, well, that's the beautiful part about the co-op, because now you're on a level playing field with everybody. Even though Amazon has been more focused in North America, the co-ops are all going to be handled by Infinii. So no matter where in the world you exist, you now have a level playing field to do this business. Then on top of that whole compensation plan that you just saw, we add in a global bonus pool of 4% that begins at the director level. And, you know, director is not one of the highest ranks in the company. It's actually a mid-level rank. So look at what we did. We put 2% of the 4% at that beginning mid-level rank because we want the people building this business to experience the greatest amount of financial impact from this. As you get up into ambassador and higher ranks, you're already making a tremendous income, and it's less important for you at that time. But remember, this is compounding. So once you go all the way to global ambassador, you're getting all of these compounded throughout the whole process as the money is done. This is paid out monthly. So to kickstart your success with Infinii Rewards program, step number 1, get your fast start bonuses for introducing people. Step number 2, you become beginner bonus qualified. And step number 3, hit director within 90 days and collect a $20,000 bonus for doing that. So this is all about redefining your future and starting now, and know that it isn't a typo on redefine. That was our marketing genius behind the company, and he loves to go ahead and try new ideas on that. So don't be staring at it thinking it's a typo. It's not, and it is probably going to go back to normal spelling.